when the night falls, when the shadows grow dark and black, the silent pall of evil settles upon the earth. Who dares to search? Who dares to see what walks in the night? If you dare, welcome to Nightmare with Gratu Orloff, and once again from the bottlers of Bubble Up here in Mount Gratu, Iowa. We're bringing you the Gratu Orloff television program in color, and it's episode 556, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be organizing comic books again today, and I'll be drinking this to wake up. And it's about 8 in the morning here at night. And later on tonight at 7 o'clock p.m., I'll be hosting the Four Color Fossils television program. And you know, that's quite an honor. Graphic Man's not going to be able to be there tonight. He's the original founder of that great television program. So tonight I'll kind of be his Ed McMahon, taking over for him. So make sure you tune in. That should be 7 o'clock p.m. Central here on this channel. I could be 2 or 3 minutes late. It's possible. It's possible because my wife's having a pedicure done at 5:45. I think she'll be done by then. No problem. If I'm a couple of minutes late, don't despair. Stick around, and we'll have a wonderful evening discussing the history of comic books and all that kind of stuff. So, it's a Wednesday morning here, and it's, I believe it's July the 13th, 2022. Can you believe it? Uncredible. Okay. So, let's see what we can do here. Damn it. Okay, come on, answer the phone. Yeah, bring the limousine around because I got to leave at 10. I'm going to leave about 10:45 to take Drew over to the vet. Yeah, all right. And make sure, yeah. All right, very, very good. Fuck you. All right, so we've dealt with with that shit. Goddamn. So, that swine will bring my limousine around. I'm going to take Drew to the vet because she's got some kind of little infection going on, I think. Got to have that looked at. Sure do. So, yes. Let's head on back up. Our daily ritual, trying to build back better. Yes. New subscriber last night. We're up to 370 subscribers. Quite impressive numbers, huh? We're almost up to Comic Tom 101 levels. Yeah, we got people watching in the Philippines, in Finland, in England, in Lower Slavovia. Yeah. Okay. Yes, as you know, what Gratu Orloff recommends, if you're going to be organizing comic books, you know, if you got a big pile of comics that has to be organized, the trick... Yeah! Shit, what the fuck? The trick is to make sure you have lots of Dr. Pepper. It's not a cola or a root beer. It's a light and lively taste that you'll cheer. You know, it's Dr. Pepper time 24 hours a day here in the Gratu Orloff channel. And, you know, what I was going to say before I almost dropped my iPhone and shattered it was make sure you play lots of 1950s roller rink music because it'll give you just the proper energy to get your comic books organized, ladies and gentlemen. Right, motherfucker? No. Shut up. Okay. What? Oh, okay. What amazing comic books will we stumble upon today as we go about the process of organizing our Bronze Age comic books? There's just no telling, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, where was I? What is this fucking box? Oh, I see. It's Brave. It's a recent comic. It's Brave and the Bold, star-studded spectacular featuring Blackhawk, Metalman, Hawkman, and Challengers of the Unknown. So even though it's a modern comic book, it looks pretty cool. And how modern is it? Well, it's still $2.99, so I guess that's a few years back. Okay, so that goes under B. What is all this? Oh, okay. I was organizing some of these independent comics. I see what I was doing. Yeah, I guess I will classify that as an underground comic. Dr. Atomic. Okay. So I've got underground comics separate, then I've got independent comics, and then I got Marvel and DC here. I've got Harvey over there. I've got Charlton in the other room and Gold Key in the other room. Gold Key mixed with Dell. Got Archie in the closet. And the Silver Age is over there in the room that I've promised to make an office for my wife. I'm starting to get grief about that, man, so I gotta get some shit out of that room. Maybe I'll do that today, live on the air. Alright, what the hell have we got here? It's Wonder Woman 36. What is this thing? Oh, this box keeps getting in my motherfucking way. Okay, Wonder Woman 36. 20 center. World's Finest 215. The Sons of Superman and Batman. Which I think they're doing that again in these new woke comics. I think they've got a son of Superman now, and who's out of the closet and kisses boys on the cover of every issue. And then they've got Batman's got a son with Talia that's called Damian Wayne, apparently, in these new comics that I haven't read. But I've heard about these things. Let's get the Brave and the Bold in here. But in the old days, in the 70s, there were Sons of Superman and Batman. I believe it was some alternate universe, alternate Earth, kind of thing. This is not even a real numbering. It's like Brave and the Bold number 9, so it's some new age renumbering of everything. And you know how much we here at the Gras Orloff International Building of Trade dislike it when they start the numbering over again for comics. And that's really a disservice to collectors. This was I think this was the very first copy of World's Finest I ever bought as a young child. Batman is pushing this poor caveman, with jaundice. Like, get out of here! You have jaundice. Get bent, man. Stay back. My son is doing the right thing. Law and order demands that this guy with jaundice dies. World's Finest. Yeah, man. World's Finest. 222. Do you remember Room 222? Of course you don't. Yes, that was a TV show that nobody shows on television anymore. Kind of like the Mod Squad. It's the show that was popular that just disappeared. I think that Dyna Girl, of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl fame, was on Room 222. Judy Strangis or Strange Ass or whatever her name is. Strange Ass is a cool name. I think she should pronounce it that way. All right. Why, it's another copy of World's Finest 231. Yeah, man, I watch the Night Tiger show when they're showing World's Finest from the 1940s. I can't really compete with that. But, you know, they're, those people are major comic collectors, man. I can't compete with that. I wish I could. My wife bought a Mega Millions ticket yesterday, so we probably are going to win, I'm imagining, right? And if we do, I'll have a lot more cool comics to show you. Oh, it's a world without men. Look at the police officers with the bell bottoms in this world without men. 233. That one, this looks like good reading, man. This is my childhood copy, by the way. I always point that out when I spot a childhood copy. Here's World's Finest 242. I haven't seen him for a few years, but this friend of mine, Big Bucks Burnett, that used to run a really cool record store in Dallas, 14 Records, he probably still runs it. I think it's in Denton now. He not only did he run the Tiny Tim fan club, and he had many interesting stories. You know, Tiny Tim would come to town and would fall in love with one of his friends, you know, this girl that he was really good friends with. And Tiny Tim would write songs about this girl named Stephanie. But he also ran the Mr. Ed fan club. And he would have rock festivals outside of Dallas. One was called Ed Stock, I think, and it was a rock festival dedicated to Mr. Ed. And then he had this one, I think, Tiny Palooza, all bands honoring Tiny Tim's legacy. Yeah. He was a cool guy, you know. Jimmy Page would fly him over to England to hang out in his castle. I mean, he was, he's still a cool guy. Why am I talking about him in the past tense? Hey, how about those public service announcements they're running in New York about what to do after a nuclear bomb explodes? It's a little creepy, isn't it? Sure is, man. 269. Oh, man. Well, we're not supposed to talk about politics here. Yeah, man. Here's a more recent copy of World's Finest Comics. Number 300. Very heroic looking cover. And when I say recent, you know, stuff from the 90s is recent to me. X Factor 42. Back when comics cost $1, and we thought that was expensive, right? X Factor. Oh, man. W. Oh, here's another copy of that high dollar comic with Deadpool, probably second, third appearance. Here's X-Force 11. How about that? But this is the X-Force I liked when it was like that. And Mike Allred took over. All right, let's get these X-Force things in the X-Force. X-Force. 121. If you're watching this and it's around 7 o'clock Central, make sure you just click off this video and watch it later. And tune over to my channel and watch the Four Color Fossils show live. Yeah, we'll have a lovely pair of comic books. This song is isn't it? Lovely pair of coconuts or something. Yeah. World's Finest, 215. I think I showed you that. How about that? Yes, indeed. What other shit do we have here? Oh, look. Weird War Tales 108 featuring the Creature Commandos. Okay. Yeah, right. Wonder Woman 38. The theme from Patton. What the fuck are these? I showed you this yesterday, right? Tarzan. Okay, Tarzan goes here. Yeah, I showed you these John Carter comics, yeah. I don't know if I showed you that, though. Okay. Yeah, we looked at all this, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, so this is an underground comic, so this will go in my underground box. That's not even a comic book. Holy shit. Skull Comics. This is an underground comic. Look, they just went ahead and just say that they're an EC comic. Yeah, these underground comics were pretty lawless. These were printed underground, you know. These were done by Last Gasp. But Skull had Richard Corbin art. And these were sold in head shops, and you know, it's so let's say you're a hippie and it's 1968-69, and let's say you're 19, 20 years old. So that means you were 5, 6, 7 years old when EC went down. You remember EC Comics, and even afterwards you saw your older brother's copies of those comics. So you remember those from your childhood, and you know that comics can be something else, and that they were squashed by the man right about the time that and when they squashed comic books, it's like whack-a-mole. You knock the comic books down with the Comics Code Authority and the congressional investigations. And then what pops up from the other hole? Rock and roll. So they just couldn't. So to me, comic books and rock and roll and all of this stuff, toys, it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of the pop culture that appealed to kids and teenagers, that was despised and abhorred by the parental authorities and teachers. That's the stuff that's so wonderful. Okay. Okay, that goes there. Yeah, this is when are these the issues that they reprinted these EC comics several times. One time in Disney did it. I always thought that was funny because Disney was such a wholesome company, but now we know that the current administration at Disney is very far from wholesome, and so now it would not be shocking. Well, no. Yes, it would be shocking because these comics are way too good for them. What is this here? Is this any good? Probably not. These new comics, the covers make them look like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then you open it up and it's just the cover. It's just all a shiny package with a painted cover. And then you think, well, I don't know. I haven't read this yet, so I don't know. I'm just assuming it's shitty. But I can guarantee you that this, even though this isn't a popular comic book, that this is going to be light years more fun than that new Avengers stuff. The Defenders 91. The Shadow Strikes 27. This is driving me crazy. What is this? This was disturbing to me. Yesterday I found this over there. It's like ripped at the top, like all the way through. I think this could have been Drew, our little beagle. But it's a Whitman variant of this cover, or we want you on the team, Black Lightning. And he's saying, with that jive bunch of turkeys in the JLA, forget it. And I hope I have another copy of it. Look at this this thing in the background wearing the bikini, the armor bikini. It looks like someone Joe Biden would appoint to some important office. All right. From the dollar bin, it's a Gil Kane cover, $3.87 of Superman. That sucks that Justice League is torn. It's driving me crazy, man. I'm gonna need another long box here. I think I know where there is one. No, that's okay. What is this shit? How'd this shit get over here? Okay. So, what is this stuff? Here's Archie's Pals and Gals, number 13. And number 11. Now, will these fit in a regular comic box? Yes. Because they're older. Here's Crime Fighters, number 1. Oh, this is perfect. I should use. I'm looking for stuff to show tonight on the Graphic Man. Well, Graphic Man won't be there tonight, but the 4-color fossil show. So I'll put that over here for that. a bunch of these cool Crime Does Not Pay comics. These need to be in the other room anyway because they are Golden Age or Atomic Age, whatever you want to call it. Here's an older style variation on the Charles Atlas ad. Oh, look at this cool ad on the back. This is a preserved bag. These were the original. These are the original comic book bags from the Robert Bell mail order company. It says here, comic book protective cover for current comics. $3 per 100, add 50 cents per postage on orders under $5. Robert Bell in Apogee, New York. So I preserved a few of these. In the 90s, they had lots of comics like this. Revelry in Hell. I'll put that with the Independent. This is a really cool comic about the 1967 season, Saturday morning television season. It's basically Marvel working in conjunction with ABC, and this is a very poor quality copy, but that's all I've got. I'll put that over here. This is a cool underground comic. It's got a little bit of nudity. Here, I'll censor it for those of you that are offended. Oops. There you go. No, all right, so you don't see it. Paranoia. Underground comic. Here's some more copies of Skull. Now, the Season of the Witch. 100% horrid. This is number 1. Yeah, they just used the EC logo. Which EC wasn't gone. EC was still around, publishing Mad. But anyway, this is a dirty hippie comic, man. The comic's dirty, not the hippie, but the hippies were probably a little bit dirty too. Although the ones that were making these comics in San Francisco, whatever, they probably took showers. They were more artist types, you know. They were probably cleaner hippies. At least I'd like to think so. Skull Comics number 3. See, from the EC company. This is the kind of don't look at that. Skull. Here is Spain Rodriguez doing his channeling of Wally Wood. Skull Comics. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. Yeah, these are underground stuff. Skull number 4, and this is a special H.P. Lovecraft issue. See, they got the EC logo on the coffin. I don't know, do they have an entry for Skull Comics on mycomicshop.com? And I'm trying to remember where I bought those. Where would I have bought those? I might have bought them at Lone Star back when I was probably not old enough to. Who knows? Don't remember. I've slept since then. Having said that, it is what it is. That being said, Snoid Comics. Meet the Snoid. Archrome. This is that famous, this is made into a print. Shows the history of this one little nice patch of land and how it changes over many years. And yeah, I've got a poster of this. And then, you know, as the decades pass by, the same strip, you know, until it just, let's see, how long is, yeah, and the final panel is, you know, modern day, today, in the late 60s, whatever. What next, it says. Yeah, this thing stayed in print forever. This is, looks like the 5th printing from, I think that says December of '79 reprinting of this. Well, this is America's funniest comic book. It says right there, Snarf. Now, is this an underground comic? I mean, it's printed pretty slickly. The Kitchen Sink, you know, was distributing The Spirit at this time. It's got an ad for Cadillacs and dinosaurs on the back. I would say it looks undergroundy, but I would call this, I'm going to put it with the underground, but to me, yeah, I guess it's underground. To me, it's more ground level. It's more, this is distributed on a much better, yeah, I'll call it underground. Then we move forward into the 80s, and the underground comics had a different look to them. Skull Farmer. This is like a sketchbook, kind of. Here's a... This is Turned On Cuties. Another underground. Featuring Nordic Nymphs, Sepia Sizzlers, the Girls of Juarez, Girls, Girls, Girls. And I'll censor a little bit for you. Yeah. Turned On Cuties. This was cool. Skip Williamson's Comics and Stories featuring Snappy Sammy Smoot. I really loved his artwork. I think he passed away a few years ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is this is inappropriate. Buy that issue and you'll see what I'm laughing at. Well, here's a mint condition copy of this issue of Dale Evans. You can still read it. It's an ad for All American Comics. I'm guessing this is from, it's an ad for Captain Tootsie. I'd guess this is from 1948. Maybe later. I don't know. What do you guys think? Of course, you'll tell me immediately. It's an ad for Wild Root Cream Oil. Start using Wild Root Cream Oil, Charlie. Start using it today. You will find that you'll have a hard time keeping the girls away. All right? Dale Evans, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a issue of Batman and Robin. This is wow. from 1964. I think it says 135. It's got Ace the Bat Hound. It's complete except for the cover. The cover's kind of important, but you can still read it. This was owned by a little kid that put in his little illustrations. Doesn't really affect the art. To me, that's kind of charming. If he had drawn all over the art, I would have had more problems with it. Yeah, so when they were putting the TV show together, this is what they based it on, is this era of Batman. I mean, this was just a couple of years old when that TV show was in production. So it actually was a pretty accurate representation of Batman in the 50s and early 60s. Except they didn't have him go into outer space all the time, so. All right. What else is in this box? A lot of underground in here. Oh, I see. Here's a Harvey Kurtzman doing an underground comic. Kurtzman Comics #1. It's got his old comics from the, looks like, it's reprints of his Hey Look comic strip from the 50s and or late 40s. And this appears to be, all reprints of his old stuff. He probably still had the original artwork. And it looks like R. Crumb did the introduction. And this is just a salute to Kurtzman, who is really the father of underground comics, because those hippies that did the underground comics, they all were infected by early Mad yeast. Those early Mad comics, if you didn't see them when you were a little kid, when it would truly warp you, they were pretty much consistently in print and in paperback form, all the EC early Mads from the 50s up through the 70s when I was a kid. There's the Mad Reader, and the second one was Mad Strikes Back, and then there was Inside Mad, and the fourth one was Utterly Mad, and the fifth one was Bedside Mad. And those 5 paperbacks reprinted a good chunk of the EC Mad stories in black and white. You just hold the paperback sideways, you remember those. Here's Mr. Natural. Now apparently there's a Chip and Dale on Disney Plus. There's a Chip and Dale computer animated cartoon movie that's on right now, and Mr. Natural makes an appearance in it, and a lot of other weird characters. And that's kind of I always thought it would be cool to make a color copy of this and actually build that car that he has on the back, because I wouldn't want to cut up the original. In fact, you'd make a color copy of this, maybe blow it up a little bit and print it on cardstock, and then this would probably look really cool. But anyway, it's just the fact that Disney, this comic book, this comic book, he's making an appearance in a Chip and Dale cartoon. Is that really? Now I love this, but I don't think this character should be crossing over with a classic Disney cartoon, with classic Disney cartoon characters. So it makes me question their sanity. Besides destroying Star Wars and Marvel Comics, what are they? They're just out of their minds. The Disney Corporation. Mr. Natural number. Where's the number, man? Can't see. Yeah, this R. Crumb stuff is great. The Origins of Mr. Natural. Drawing contest. Whew. Okay. What else we got here? Why, it's Kazar 15. You gotta watch the time. It's about 20 minutes till 9. I've got to get Drew over to the vet at 11, but by then this show will have shut off. And I'm sorry these shows just shut off when I'm in mid-sentence. It's because I don't have much memory left on the phone. I've got to dump all these photographs I've saved on the phone. Somehow I've got to get them from the cloud onto my laptop. And once I do that, I'll have more memory on my phone. This is Spiderman Classics, which is reprints of the Steve Ditko stories. And this was done in probably the 90s. Yeah. So, originally they were reprinted in a comic called Marvel Tales, and then I think several times in Marvel Tales, and then this was like the third time they were reprinted in comic form is in Spiderman Classics. This is number 4. I'm getting rid of these grubby bags. What about that? Let's see what the art is shitty. Why am I showing you the shitty art on the cover? On both of these, the art on the cover is shitty, but the interiors, if you want to read these Steve Ditko stories and you're a cheap son of a bitch, well, then these are the way you could get them right out of the dollar bin. If you can find these Spider-Man Classics. This is issue 2. And it's not that you're a cheap son of a bitch. I mean, the Spider-Man Steve Ditko comics, you're not going to get those. Maybe in low grade. Maybe you could get one for $40, $50 in lower grade. But those are high dollar books. With good reason. This is the mysterious Spider-Woman. I'll have you know. Truckin'. I never bought model kits of trucks. I bought model kits of monsters. I don't think I would want to build a model kit of a truck, but maybe you guys teach their own, right? Mile High Comics, right? Let's see, what are their prices? Oh man, he's charging $12 for Star Wars 1. I can't read this shit. What does that say? Avengers number 5 is $30, it looks like. I gotta get my reading glasses. Spider-Woman number 37. What I'm doing is if you make a little tiny pinhole and you look through it, it kind of channels the light rays and it makes things clear. What else is in this box? What is this shit? Maybe what they're doing with these ads in New York is trying, Trump wanted to make America great again, and maybe they're just wanting to make America great again and bring back all the nuclear war scare from the 50s. Speaking of that, here's Mr. Civil Defense tells about natural disasters. There's Mr. Civil Defense. I've got a civil defense helmet. Where is it? I think it's in the basement. Yeah. They've got the right idea. Alert today, alive tomorrow. You get an old radio from the 50s. I might have one I could show you over here. They have it on the dial where to tune in case there's a disaster, nuclear war. There's the Civil Defense Channel, and I think it was. Let me show you. Okay, that goes there. Here's this issue of Smilin' Jack. I'll show this tonight on Graphic Man. Jambo will love this girl here. Look at that. All caps Shmoo Comics. These masks, man. Scary looking masks. Politically incorrect masks. Oh, it's missing a little piece at the bottom corner. The whole point, Al Cap, if you look at how he drew women, he was kind of a horny old guy, you know, nothing wrong with that. But he would draw his women very buxom and long-legged, and he would put little dirty things into the comic strip that only those that knew how to look could find. But this character was so popular, they even made him into a Saturday morning cartoon in the late 70s. But it's very, if you think, it's very phallic looking. And I think when they wanted to be eaten, and when they knew they were about to be eaten, they would just fall over dead in sheer happiness, and then they'd be food. But there were things like Moonbeam McSwine would be leaning up against a tree, and he would draw the detail in the tree, and there'd be a little knot in the tree, or a little hole in the tree, you know, where a branch had been cut off, and it would look like a vagina. He'd do things like that. And then when he hired ghost artists to come in for several years, and he signed it, but other people drew the comic strip. You know, he got people like Frank Frazetta that drew women the same kind of way. So yeah. I've got a whole bunch of radios over here. Let's see if we can't find the Civil Defense Channel. Man. Okay, so I got to take Drew to the vet, and then I've got to do the 4-Color Fossils show. I'm trying to think about what I've got to do today. I've got to clean up that office for my wife because I'm about to get murdered. Okay. Okay, here. This radio's from like the 40s, so it doesn't have it. But this radio's from the 50s, the Zenith. Do you see right here? That's a little civil defense symbol, a little triangle. So if there was a nuclear war, all these radio stations would start broadcasting a repeating message to tune in. Actually, it's there, and then there's another one there. Those two stations would broadcast what you should do during the. This fucking thing got broken during the move. That really pissed me off. So let's see if any of these other radios have that. I think that's the only one. No, this one has it. See, that's right where you would tune in if there's a threat of a. Of course, back then you would have a little bit of advance notice because it takes a while for the nuclear missile to get across the ocean. But now, I think I don't think you would have much time to kiss your ass goodbye. But yeah, I ought to show you what I'm talking about. See if I can't pull it up on the computer. I've got my computer set up here for the 4-Color Fossils program. So that So at 7 p.m. it's scheduled. So at 7, or right before, hopefully it'll be before 7, I'll go in, I'll enter the studio, and I'll start that show. But let me open up another window here. Turn the music down a little bit. We're in the money. Hardly. Not nowadays. Yeah, dude, you have the limo pulled around? Yeah, I gotta get Drew over to the vet here in a minute. Alright, fuck you, bye. Let's take a look here. Hold on. Sorry. Your channel. Playlist. I saved that commercial, but let's see if I can't find it. I have a playlist July 2022 where I've got all the stuff I've saved this month. Feel free to go through my playlist on YouTube. Where is it?
Oh no, lads. Looks like Donald Trump's Remain in Mexico policy has been destroyed.
Oh, here it is.
Of all people, Kevin.
Hold on. I'll make it a full screen for you.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows. Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right? You've got this.
Yeah, you've got this, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to worry about. Why are they running that exactly in New York right now?
Business has been going
hard
great.
to figure.
We've grown so much, so fast. Honestly, I don't know how we could have done it without Monday.com.
I've got to get ready for the show tonight.
Having to manage twice the clients, twice the projects, twice the work. Several people recommended Monday.com, and at first,
let's see.
I have to admit, I wasn't sure what it could do for our company, but fast
What is
forward a
this
few months later, and now we manage everything with it. We've never been this fast.
So anyway,
We have a vision.
how are you guys doing today? Wonderfully?
It's that streamlined. We're generating a lot of new business. Look, it's more than just
Shut up, man.
It gives us the power to become the company we want to be. I love it.
My page is unresponsive. Well, who cares? All right. Hold on. All right. Hello, fuckers. All right. So, here's some. This was a gift. My birthday in 1976. This was not the actual one I got. This is how I used to listen to the radio at, when I was falling asleep. This is one I bought later. But, yeah, these were, it was a realistic little transistor radio. I went through several of these. They used to sell them at Radio Shack. And I would be able to listen to talk radio late at night. So that's something that's nostalgic for me. Let's look at some digest magazines, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I turned that music down. I need to turn it back up. But here's a issue of View. This is another issue of View. Photo. Why, it's chistes. Don't ask me what this is, but it's four color funnies, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, wholesome comics, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? Oh, it says we're back for the first time ever. First issue of Whiz Bang. It's all about toys, apparently. This looks like it's like a catalog, basically, of toys you could get. This is pre-internet, so it has a little color centerfold there, color center spread. All the toys you could get and the prices. Yeah, these are old catalogs. Again, you'd order it for $2. These are all the toys you could get. Captain Action, Superpowers. Yeah, this is how toy collectors did it before the internet. This is like basically a web page. This is from Jim Mikowski in New York. Toys for sale. I don't know if other people save these, but I do. I save everything. What is this? Oh, it's a catalog. It's a catalog of Jap animation, which now they call anime, but for a while they were calling it Jap anime, like Japanimation. And I guess people consider that offensive, so they now call it anime, which is their actual, Japanese animation. It probably sounds better than to call it Jap animation. Oh, this was a cool little zine, Thrift Score, and it was all about cool things that people found in thrift stores. And this was put out by, what's the name of the girl that put this out? She was in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. Her name was, I used to subscribe to this. And I think, there are articles about these kind of juvenile delinquent paperbacks. I think I might have used to get this at Forbidden Books and Video. This is Thrift Score. It's got a hand-colored cover. This is this is issue 2, summer of 1994. Oh, this is issue 1 from spring of 1994. Here's this is the zine about thrifting, issue 3, fall 1994. This was a fun magazine. And I think she put out a book, like a collection of this stuff, possibly. There's a CB coloring book they found. The swimsuit issue, issue 6. Issue 7. Did you guys ever get these zines? This one's got a little cool thing where they've taped a little American flag toothpick to the cover. Here's issue 10. I don't know how long this went, but it looks like, oh, this is issue 9. They're out of order. Issue 11. Okay, so those are some digest-sized books I have here. How about that? All right, let's take these in the other room. Oh, I see some more digest-sized books here. Perhaps you'd like to look at those. Oh, and here's some more cool stuff. What is this stuff? Oh. Look at this. What is this? Chicken Soup with Rice by Maurice Sendak. Here's some paperbacks I should put in the paperback rack. It's The Avenger, number 4. And 2 copies of The Avengers, number 4. One's in better shape than the other. Mighty Mouse up yesterday, and his girlfriend. And I put this up yesterday as well. Gradually, I'm building back better. Here's another old radio. Does it have the Conrad thing on it? Yeah. It's right there. That's where you tune in for news and information about the nuclear bomb that's going to blow your ass up. Okay. Here's a digest. The Cramps. Now, the Cramps was a band that I dearly loved, and in their early years, they were just like the best band going. And this is all put together lovingly by Lindsay Hutton, who ran their fan club, and I think he was in Scotland. And then at one point, the band contacted him and said, look, we don't want you running our fan club anymore, and it's been great, and they kind of just blew him off after all the work he'd done, and it really hurt his feelings. I remember that story, because I know some people that know him. It really, really hurt him. Here's some Fat Freddy's Cat. These little digest-sized underground comics. Here's Alcohol, Your Blood, and Your Brain, which is a little educational digest-sized deal. Oh, and here is Foreign Fantastic Four. From where? Oh, this must be from England because it's in English, or some country where they speak English. But Fantastic Four is in a tiny little format and is black and white. It's still cool. Yeah, black and white Fantastic Four comics. I want to show you this. There was a magazine I used to put out called the Sophisticate, and I've shown it to you guys before. For a little while, I decided to do it in digest size format. And see this clown firing the machine gun? That was done by Charles Ray Hancock, interstate assassin. So this is let's go look at this. Now Charles Hancock, I've got a little pastel painting over here on the stairs by him. See, it's kind of the same theme as this cover. Is this clown? See. Anyway, that's from 1990. So we've got real high-tone, highfalutin, citified art here in the galleries of the Gras Orloff International Building of Trade, which perhaps you could visit someday. The guest bedroom is the one I was just in a minute ago, and perhaps someday you will sleep in that luxurious room. Okay, so this is a magazine I used to put out. Betty Page back cover. I wish I still had I might still have some of the original pages, but I mean original mock-ups, but then I could conceivably make new copies, like do a second printing. This is number 16 from June of 1993. Now, you got to understand that the first 11 or 12 issues, I think, were done when I was in college as a parody of the college newspaper. And then, which the college newspaper was called the Shorthorn. It was the Longhorn was the college newspaper of UT Austin. But UT Arlington had the Shorthorn because they were a smaller school. Anyway, so I just cut and pasted changed with the scissors and glue and made it the Shithorn. So I had this I just parodied everything in there, and it was a vicious National Lampoon kind of parody of the Shorthorn. It was called the Shithorn, and very offensive. By today's standards, horribly offensive. The Shithorn. And then I decided to turn it into a national magazine, kind of like the Harvard Lampoon morphed into the National Lampoon. Well, anyway, this has got reprints of a news article about Charles Adams. And here's a Batman gallery. I drew that picture. That was done by, who did, that's a sketch done by XNO, the underground artist. And I just have different pictures of, I liked how I did this. I took a picture of Carolyn Jones, and I had her kind of like standing, had the kind of tendrils of the costumes come together with the Charles Adams drawing. All kinds of cool old ads and stuff. But here's an illustration I did with Zipatone. Back in the old days before computers, you actually cut out the little film with the little dots like they did in the old comic book printing. So I was having fun with Zipatone. But I'm presenting a whole little booklet done by Charles Hancock, Clown Crimes. So these are his it's like a little children's storybook done by a warped, crazy guy, drunk on malt liquor, doing this little children's book. If you want me to read it to you, I guess I can. But it's wonderful. I still have the original artwork. I had it I wanted to return it to him, and I finally got a hold of him years later and said, "You want this original artwork back?" And he said, "No, you can keep it." I think it's down in a blonde wood dresser downstairs. And then I did a parody of this comic strip from Highlights magazine. And I've got a centerfold of Julie Newmar. And then I took that right out of some Weekly World News thing. It's this primitive tribe worships a statue of Elvis Presley with an erection because apparently they saw a picture of Elvis Presley that fell from the sky or something. Mara Corday, I was obsessed with Mara Corday, who is the actress in The Giant Claw. And what else was she in? The Giant Claw. I'm drawing a blank. Inappropriate things in here, man. I can't believe I printed some of this stuff. Oh, this is done by another friend of mine. This comic strip. I actually had new people back then. So it's just a bunch of little clippings from different things, and little underground zine that I used to do. Another article on Carolyn Jones, because I was obsessed with her then. There's the bookstore and coffee shop I used to hang out at called Forbidden in Dallas. And I took an ad from like some LA underground newspaper, Von Baudet, where they're looking at the LA underground magazine, or San Francisco. I just made it my magazine they're reading. A magazine a friend of mine put out called Macumba. I did the cover for his first issue, and there's an ad for it. That's my artwork there, done with Zipatone again. Man. I used to own this original Bill Ward artwork, and I gave it away like a fucking idiot. But I can't really hang that up on the wall. So anyway, this is something I used to do. So I'm famous, man. Here's an issue of ROM annual number 1. Can't believe I gave that away, man. That's just Gru the Wanderer number 31. It's Bill Ward art. It's Spiderman, Christmas in Dallas. This was a little supplement they put in the Dallas Times Herald newspaper. I guess they did them in different parts of the country. I don't know, but there's several Dallas Marvel comics. There's one of the X-Men at the State Fair. There's another Spider-Man one. I think it has the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders on the cover. It seems like it had the Hulk in it too. Like. In a picture in Sanger Harris, which was a department store in Dallas. So I don't know. Let me get these Archie books into the Archie closet. Okay, it's 9:15. 9:15. Okay. Got to get Drew over there at 11. Anyway, tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Central, make sure you tune in tonight for the Four Color Fossils television program. Okay, you were just telling me you wanted to see more digest books. Let's see what we got here. Goddamn. Looks like more of these toy catalogs is what we got here. "52 Girls Collectibles," that was a company. These are companies that used to advertise like in Toy Shop magazine. Yeah, I've got a bunch of these catalogs from this company. Yeah, a bunch of them. The covers all kind of look alike. Here's a Action Toys update. All right. Here's more of these 50s girly magazines. Aye, Captain. Photo. Oh, here's another one of my... here, I found another copy of that Sophisticate issue. Here's another... here's an issue... Here's that was issue... What was it? Issue 16. This is the next one I did, 17, from July of 1995. See what happens after dark and Big D. It says that on the cover too. Oh, I have this is from a Russ Meyer movie poster. That was one of the covers of my, when it was a larger size magazine. Let's see. I have more artwork from Charles Hancock here. So I guess I printed 2 issues worth of his artwork. Then I have an article about Candy Bar, the Dallas stripper, that pretty famous. Kiss. It's like Famous Monsters. You asked for it. Like, people have demanded pictures of Vampira and the Bugaloos and Carolyn Jones. And article about Anne Margaret. Another one of my obsessions since 3rd grade. More Anne Margaret. What does this say? What kind of woman reads the Sophisticate? I have a 2-page spread. Oh, there's supposed to be a new trailer released today. It's probably already up for, it's an ad for Flesh Gordon for the new Munsters movie. So we'll see how that looks. The, what's his face? Oh, this is the premiere for Mike McCarthy's movie Coming to the Orbit Room, Teenage Tupelo. And this is an ad for the Colony Club, which I think was one of Jack Ruby's clubs. Okay, Drew has returned. Here's a little parody of the Dallas Fantasy Fair, which was a big comic convention back then. All kinds of ads and stuff. This is something Joe Riley did, making fun of every Japanese cartoon geek. He didn't like Japanese animation. He just liked live action Japanese stuff. So he did that little nasty deal, making fun of them. So this is some billboard someone defaced. Right, Drew? Anyway, another ad. That was going to be the cover of the next issue, but it wasn't. Some cartoons done by a friend of mine. And then I reprint this 8-pager, this Tijuana Bible, which is dirty, of Wimpy from Popeye. Whoa. And then I also put out this issue, The Best of the Sophisticate, that reprinted the best stuff. And I reprinted old comic book ads in it and stuff. There's Moonbeam McSwine I was talking about earlier. So all this stuff, it was fun putting this out, you know, over the years. Letters to the editor. These were actually real letters to the editor because I was getting people ordering this from all over the country and world because it was, in fact, sheet 5, and people read about it and they got, you know, they ordered issues, and so anyway, it was one of those things. So lots of stuff about 60s rock and roll, the Addams Family. Here's all this stuff. Pin-up of Irish McCullough, who played Sheena in the 50s. The Rapture will be in 1998. No, that used to be. This is from When was this put out? Do I have? This is a. I don't really know when. This was put out in the 90s, but I don't see that I have. That's very unusual. Here's another one of a reprint of an 8-pager. It's from about Popeye. They were called Tijuana Bibles. Anyway, that's the book I put out. Oh, here's a whole book put out by Charles Hancock, the guy that did that clown art. And this is his actual publication with, he loved Colt 45. It's his poetry with these block prints. So, you know, everybody in the 90s was putting out these homemade zines. It was like the thing back then. So, I was one of those idiots. Now I do nothing important except, I guess, clean up dog poop and host this internationally famous television program with 370 subscribers. Wait, was there more? Why, yes. Hold on a moment. This must be an ash can of Vampirella from Wizard. I guess this came free in with Wizard magazine. Sounds like a big truck going by outside. So yeah, it's just, you know, I like the Warren Vampirella. That's not my. Okay, Sundays is a record company that put out reissues of 60s, cool 60s garage rock, and they've got cool Big Daddy Roth looking art there. So this is their catalog. Beau Brummels, Knickerbockers, New Colony 6, the Trashmen, a whole bunch of Trashmen records. Estrus was a company that put out new 60s sounding bands, you know, garage rock that sounded like it would have come out of that time period. And of course they, like a lot of people that I knew, I didn't know these guys, I think my friend did, but see, they appreciated comic art and used a lot of clip art like I did. And this is all you know, they appreciated the old girly magazines, you know, because that's a big part of what. And then they had about when Bally, the pinball company, put out this Attack from Mars pinball machine. They toured it around, so they covered that. You know, they're just covering all the cool culture, and the stuff looks like it's right out of Warren magazines because they had all the same influences. They were like family that I never met, you know, because they just. Here's Dark Horse, looks like an ash can of The Mask, which I don't think most people know started as a comic book and then became this movie. I wasn't fond of the movie. I think I saw part of it. Where's my Dark? And I never read the comic. I don't even know why I own that. What do we got here? All right, so this is some. It looks like it's probably a something from the Church of Subgenius, and they're because you got the little J.R. Bob Dobbs there. It looks like what they've done is they've taken a Jack Chick tract and they've put new words in there. So this is kind of like a Mystery Science Theater kind of stuff. Oh, here's Dita. What? 19. Dita Von Teese was pin-up, and now she's a burlesque star. she married Marilyn Manson, and this is all too inappropriate to show. But they're 50s kind of pinup photography. But anyway, my wife likes this. She's taken me to several burlesque shows. Her show. Her big deal show in Dallas. I mean, she's got a lot of style. Her house is just an incredible museum of coolness, and she has original art from 1940s and 50s. Whisper. They weren't pulps, but they were kind of the girly magazines of the era with beautiful painted covers. She's got original art, but there's something about her that's a little bit personalityless. She's got good taste, but then she married Marilyn Manson, so how much respect can we have for that? Man, here's I'll cover it up. It's high heels and black nylons. These are old. This is Man from Uncle related. I think there's something. Yeah, it's the girl from Auntie. There was the Man from Uncle, and they put this out, and it's just like a story that you read, but it's got photographs of but then of course they actually put out a legitimate sequel to Man from Uncle called The Girl from Uncle, but this was before that. They're just trying to. It says, Do Tell. Her name is Do Tell. Goes into action to round up the enemy spy ring out to steal the secrets of Operation Copenhagen. It's a thrilling climax of violence and torture, betrayal and deceit as the girl from Auntie takes on the head of Splat in a karate match with no holds barred, no mercy granted, and death to the loser. So this is Man from Uncle for people into S&M, I guess. One of these, yeah. Oh. There's another toy catalog. Why do I keep saying Cadillac? From 52 Girls Collectibles. What else? El Mensolstration del Diablo de la Biblioteca. Conejito de la Escuela en la Biblioteca. Cuerpos y conejitos. El libro pasional de los gatos. El libro vaquero. Oh man, we go to a Mexican restaurant like several times a week called El Vaquero. My wife tells me it means cowboy. So this must mean the cowboy book, El Libro Vaquero. I didn't give that to him because that would be a much better font for them to use for the sign for the restaurant than what they're currently using. El Libro Vaquero, the cowboy book. The artwork is not too good. Here's a good one. Science Fiction Adventures. What else we got here? Picture Scope. You can tell these all come from the same person's collection because the tape on them. They all just. Someone's tried to tape them back into oh, look at this photo on girls who suck men's blood. And this is something I bought when it came out, June of 1976, analog. This is kind of like, to me, the last gasp of the pulps. These little digest-sized science fiction magazines. Okay, let's try to put this stuff into a pile that makes sense. Yes, little digest-sized books that I've accumulated over the years. about that? Incredible. Hour and 30 minutes. Hold on. Hey, Drew, what's up? We're going to go to the vet in a little bit. We're going to get you fixed up. Alright. Oh, this big little book is one of those ones that, look at this. Donald Duck in Volcano Valley. I think I got this in 3rd or 4th grade. Cool thing about it is if you flip through it, I wonder if I could do this just right. Oh, Drew is back. What's up, Drew? Anyway, if you flip through it, trust me, it'll, let's see if I can do it. There's if you flip through it, you can see a cartoon in movement. And here's, everybody's got this Batman. Reprints of the Spider pulp. Alright? That's really cool, right, Drew? And it reprints it with the original art and everything. Very, very cool. Here's another one, the Spider. Here's the Art of Mars Attacks, the movie. Oh my gosh. Character trademarks. This is really cool. This is where you can get all the, you know, it's just a whole book of different trademarks, and it gives you the year. Yeah, it's really neat. I forgot I had that. And trademarks of the 40s and 50s. See, this is really good if you're, you know, you're a designer or you're doing a little zine or something. This is the modern Sabrina stuff that they turned into that devil worshipy show on Netflix. Well, perhaps I should take Drew for a walk. If I do that, it'll be the 3rd episode where I've done it in the middle of an episode. I don't want people to start thinking this is a self-indulgent, narcissistic television program. It's like, why do I care what this fucking guy thinks about politically, or this fucking dog? You know, stick to talking about comic books, for fuck's sake. We don't want to hear about anything else. If all you care about is comic books, brother, you're a boring human being. Sure are. There's lots of other things like rock and roll music and girly magazines and cool old television shows and Aurora model kits and mid-century furniture and antiques and paintings and comic strip, newspaper comic strips and movie poster collecting and what other cool things? Old wrestling, possibly. What else are we into? All right, Drew, where are you? There you are. There's Drew. Drew's got her little bone. Drew, we're going to get you all fixed up, man. She's been suffering lately. She's got some kind of infection on her face and her ears, something like that. So, as daylight breaks, as the shadows grow dark and black. The silent pall of evil settles upon Mount Gratu, Iowa. Shit. Who dares to search? Who dares to see what walks in the night? If you dare, welcome to Nightmare. Gratu Orloff's Nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it even says it right here. When we moved in, this sign was here. It said, welcome. I added to my nightmare. Now I know that this was painted by the wife of the guy that runs in 2003, which was 19 years ago. It was painted by the wife of the guy that runs the barbecue place we eat at 3 times a week. And Drew hasn't eaten her breakfast. This is telling me volumes about the fact that she is not feeling good. You may wonder, sometimes on the Gratu Orloff show, I'll refer to Drew as he. And I think, well, that's very odd. Why does he do that? Because clearly Drusilla is a girl. But she's gender fluid, man. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, she's not eaten her beautiful breakfast. Where's the remote control for this fucking television? Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back. Nature calls. Holy shit. All right. Sorry. I'm looking for a Roku remote. I'm always losing stuff. Oh, I set it over here on the trash can. I recall now. So, let's see what we got here. On the search. Yeah, look, it's already up. Gratu Orloff, 370 subscribers. Look, the 4-Color Fossils program, and it's Gratu Orloff show, whatever the next episode is. So look for this little screen. It says upcoming. It's scheduled for 12 a.m. That's not what I told them. I told them 7 o'clock p.m. But anyway, I'll be there 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. You can adjust it for yourself. And all that stuff. So, I guess I will see you guys then. Take care.